Hello YouTube. Well, you can tell by the building here behind me, I'm about to visit the big well. It's the biggest hand-dug well anywhere in the world. So let's go on inside and take a look, shall we? So the inside here, they've got the world's largest palisite meteorite. I figured it weighs 1,000 pounds, and the smaller similar specimen is in the Smithsonian, weighs 740 pounds. But to get an idea of what the interior when they sliced it looks like, I can't imagine finding one this big. Guy found it in 1949 using a metal detector. In 1884, Greensberg's location was originally Cash Hopkins' 160-acre homestead, and he decided that that'd be a good place for a town. So he applied to ownership of a school section, which hastened the legal ownership by a year. But the town needed citizens, so he told the people of Janesville, which was 2 miles away, if they joined him, they'd get their land titles sooner, plus free business and residential lots, plus free moving, plus a public well, the predecessor of the big well. The only thing it needed was a post office and to make it the county seat, but Janesville already had that, so it was deemed too close for another one. So one night, they got the postmaster drunk, and his building magically arrived in Greensboro by the next morning. So in 1886, the town was incorporated as a third-class city due to its extractive and rich land, its water, transportation access, and a few enterprising entrepreneurs and a bit of chicanery. Greensberg sits on the edge of the Galala Aquifer, and that was a fossil water. It's made up of melting, the glaciers that melted. Took 6,000 years to fill, and the layers of sand, gravel, clay, silt, and water held 3 billion acre-feet of water, amount that would cover all 50 states in a foot and a half of water. So this is the cross-section of the well, the big well, 109 feet deep, and the last 10 feet is where there's water. Now the town leaders passed an ordinance to allocate funding for a constant source of convenient water. They're trying to lure the railroads in here, and steam engines need water. So they came up with the idea of a giant well, one that supplied the entire town. It cost between $45,000 and $75,000, and it was started in August 1887 and finished 9 months later. And this is a photo that was taken by divers at the bottom of the well, and you see the wood curb that the stone set on. What they did was they would dig down every 8 feet. The walls were braced with 2 foot by 12 foot planks, and the dirt was scooped into a half barrel lifted by ropes through pulleys, and then wagons take them out and use that, the dirt from the well, to make the roads in the town. And the workers were paid 50 cents to $2 a day. And above the well, they built a water tower, so they pump everything up to it. And according to the Greensboro Rustler in November 10th, 1887, there are 4,000 gallons of water to the inch in the well, 48,000 gallons to the foot, or 480,000 gallons of water standing in the well. When completing, the supply will be inexhaustible. Is it? Now, the population in Greensburg in 1887 this is by hundreds. It was peaked at around almost 2,800 people, but there was a major drought in the area, and then of course in 1893 the Cherokee Strip land run from a couple of videos back happened, and a lot of people with the idea that there'd be good land just 60 or 70 miles south, it sort of decimated the population. So this is the original way to get down there. And of course, there's the pipe to get the water out of the well. And in 1900, when the population had fallen drastically, they actually dug up all the pipes, the whole system, and moved it to Elva, Oklahoma, about 75 miles southeast. And they didn't take the whole, obviously. Finally got reinstalled 16 years later, 1916. New tower, waterworks, served the town till 1925. And that's when the big well began life as a standby water source. And by 1933, Kansas had condemned all open wells, so they covered the well, the big well, and it was out of business, but not out of water. Well, this is what the big well looks like, and obviously we can take a walk down inside. So I think we can go down about 50 feet or so, which is about halfway. So let's see what we can see. So here on the platform, that we're about 50 feet down, and it's another 60 feet to the bottom. And although it looks green, that is crystal clear water. I can see the penny I just dropped. Well, they stopped using it for water, but then they reinvented it as a tourist attraction. Now, this is some of the doodads and gigas that you could get here over time. So this siren sounded on May 4th, 2007, before the tornado ripped it from its perch, and all that green paint is where it smacked up against the water tower above the big well. It was a Category 5 tornado, so it was one of the biggest ones ever recorded, and it devastated 95% of the town and killed 12 people. Now these coins that were pulled up from the bottom of the well after the tornado, to get an idea of just how bad it was. There's the town, and there's the water tower that was above the big well. And the National Weather Service had the tornado siren going 20 minutes before the tornado actually hit, and they figured that saved at least 200 people. They actually called or requested 3 refrigerated trucks to be able to hold the dead that they anticipated, but there was only the 12, so it was a miraculous thing. Okay, get an idea of the scales of tornadoes or of storms using the enhanced Fujita 0 to 5, 0, 65 mile an hour winds, maybe some damage to chimneys, breaks a few branches, pushes over shallow trees. Not bad. I mean, I've had that in Western New York. 1 lower limit at beginning of hurricane speed is 86 miles an hour, peels surface off of roofs, mobile homes pushed off foundations overturned, autos moved or pushed off roads. 2, you have 2 considerable damage, 111 mile an hour winds, roofs torn off, mobile homes demolished, boxcars pushed over, large trees snapped or uprooted. 136 miles an hour for an EF3. Roof, some walls torn off, well-constructed houses, trains overturned, most trees and forest are uprooted. EF5, well-constructed houses leveled, hardwood trees debarked, structures with weak foundations blown off some distance. Cars thrown and large missiles generated. And 5, strong flamed houses lifted off the foundations carried considerable distances to disintegrate. Automobile-sized missiles fly through the air in excess of 100 meters, trees debarked, and that's winds of 201 miles an hour. And that's what hit here. This is a good view of what the damage from an EF5 tornado looks like. And a lot of people, when faced with destruction like this, would give up and move out. And some people did. They moved away. The people that stayed decided that they should make this a model green community. So they did a lot of planning. The idea of green home and business certification. New municipal buildings meet the Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, or LEED, Platinum standards. Comprehensive Sustainable Master Plans, Sustainable Resource Center, County Recycling Center, renewable energy as a community power source. So part of Greenberg's plan was energy self-sufficiency, and the Greenberg wind farm, completed the spring of 2010, consists of 10 1.25 megawatt wind turbines that supply 12.5 megawatts of renewable power for the town. That's enough to power every house, business, and municipal building in Greenberg. So, and since Greenberg uses less than 1/3 of the power to reach its goal of 100% renewable energy, 100% of the time excess power is placed back on the grid and offers renewable energy credits for other Kansas Power Pool customers. It's pretty cool that this town had started out with a history of good earth, then good water, bad wind, but now all of that's combined to make this a model green community, and I like that. And I mean, if you're ever in the area, I'm sure you come here and learned a little bit about how to do it in your hometown. So I'm going to get back on the road and see what other odd things I can find here in Kansas. See you later, YouTube.